Just use the phrase game of two halves, John. Is that the way it feels to you?
Yeah.
2-2 after 90 and then you lose the penalty shootout?
Yeah, possibly, yeah. You could look at it that way. I thought we done really well first half, and Isaac Heath with his goal after 3 minutes, his assist as well, was outstanding. Little debut for him.
The start of the game, the way you imposed yourself upon it, how pleasing is that? How much is that something you want to take forward?
Well, it is. It gives you something to think about. We changed the shape as well, which was another thing. So we wanted to have a look at that. Play with a back 4-3-3. So that worked quite well, especially in the first half. We just needed to tidy a few things up in the second half, really. But no, I was really pleased with the way we went about it.
You got yourself 2-0 in front, had a penalty saved in that as well. How pivotal is that, the difference between 2-0 and 3-0 potentially?
Well, it is, isn't it, really? And I think we've had a chance as well with Kelsey with a free header. So, we totally missed the ball, I think. Or I don't know whether there was any contact from the defender, but, that could be 3-1 as well. So, it is pivotal if you like, but, you've got to sort of protect what you've got. You've got to go and do it yourself in terms of, put the ball in the back of the net. So, end of the day, is they've ended up getting an equaliser, it goes to penalties, and then penalties are a lottery, isn't it? Possibly you think it's easier to do and score from 12 yards, but some players and some keepers make saves and some players make it look difficult.
You mentioned Isaac Heath there. As far as debuts go, I think it was 3 minutes into his senior debut that he scored that goal. I know you know how good a player he is and you told us about him when he signed, but how good was he tonight?
Very good. Well, it's an unbelievable debut for him, wasn't it? So he just showed everything that he showcased everything. So that every bit of talent that he's got, it was evident there, for everyone to see. So that's what he brings. He's one-on-ones. He doesn't refuse them. He can go both ways. He's taking corners, if you see him, with left foot and right foot. So the kid's quality. We know that anyway. We're very lucky to have him. And as I said, the evidence was there on the pitch after 3 minutes, and then he also assisted with Alex Henderson's goal.
You mentioned a change of system. How much does the way that he's able to play from out wide allow you to have that flexibility and do that?
Well, it does, because all you do is give the ball to them players. So we were doing that in the first half. I think we forgot to do it in the second half a little bit, but you have to give Fleetwood a bit of credit coming back to the game. But when you're doing something, you're doing it well, then don't come away from that. You should be saving him all the time, really, giving him the ball. But we know what he's got. We've got to help him now recover and go against Saturday.
Do you want them to be disappointed that they've not won tonight from being 2-0 up? Is that an essential part of learning? Because obviously the 9 changes tonight and some younger players in there. Do they have to learn from the ups and downs?
Everyone does, don't they? So you want to win the game when you're 2-0 up, but at the same time you're giving lads opportunities to go and play. You're changing the shape, so you've worked on it for a couple of days, and the lads try and put it into practice when it's live like that. And they did for the first half. So you're really disappointed because you set out to win the game. You don't, but you take the draw, and from there, you go on to the penalty shootout.
And just lastly, obviously, you made changes and you talk about the system. Is the important thing that your thinking gets changed by some of those performances going into Cheltenham in a league game at the weekend? Does it make that selection a bit more difficult from what you've seen tonight?
Well, yeah, it also just gives you food for thought, doesn't it? We know what we've got, but it's actually when you can do it. When you get the shape, you can do it, but you can consistently do it. So that's what we want. We want consistent performances from the team, but individuals as well. So hopefully now carrying that now into Saturday gives you something to think about.
And just a quick word on Devon Matthews. That looked like a bit of a concern, him having to come off. What's the situation?
No, he's fine. It's just fatigue, really. So there was 1 or 2 of them. So we had to change a few things around, as you've seen. Charlie Caton, for us, we had to go to left back for us. And, and at times the way they were playing, he was putting the ball in the left side and trying to play in Logan Pye or trying to play in Isaac. And Logan's done really, really well in terms of that challenge. And then, we took Devon off and we had to drop Seamus Keneally back into that position in terms of centre-back. And that was it really in terms of he was just fatiguing.